Hello, how are you today? We're doing a reading today, which is going to be looking at the qualities that you have, the positive qualities that you have that other people see that maybe you don't. So should be a really fun and positive, wonderful reading for you. We have 3 piles. So you can choose which card resonates with you, which pile resonates with you. We have pile 1. I've tried to cover the text there so that we're not going by text, we're going by the feel of the card. Pile 2. And pile 3. This was something that I wanted to do. I had an idea of doing this, and then I watched a video of it, an actual video like this one, and she pretty much said, if you're thinking about doing this, if you're thinking about reading cards like this, do it. Of course, I didn't. Still thought about it, was busy with other things, kept thinking, I will. And then I actually did another reading only, I think, 2 days ago. Same thing. I was watching a reading. She was talking about sharing your wisdom, sharing things that you've learned from the past. And I asked, I sat there and I said within myself, please give me more clarity. Knowing, I knew this was it. But she actually started saying, if you're an oracle like me, if you want to channel messages, if you want to read cards like this, maybe, do that. Well, she didn't say maybe, she said do that. And then she flipped the card over that she had been sitting there holding and not looking at, and it said, you are the oracle. And yeah, she basically was saying, oh my God, this is exactly what I've just been saying. So if you've been thinking about channeling, if you've been thinking about doing card reading like this, do it. So I don't think there could be a clearer message than that. So here we are. So I will see you at your pile. These are the decks that I'm using today. They're just decks that I personally have. I love these decks. They're beautiful decks. So if you wanted to know what they were, here they are. Hello, pile 1. Okay, so we have this beautiful meditating person. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Looking at this card, I feel like the words say a lot. You're someone who's really connected. And I think, coming from this reading of what others see in you, this is something that people recognize about you that maybe you're not recognizing fully yourself. Like, you probably think, yeah, I'm spiritual. Maybe you have other people around you who are spiritual as well. But you're really beautifully spiritual. People sense an energy from you. They see you and they admire your spirituality. And not just your spirituality, but your energy, your connection to all things. They're seeing that in you and they're sensing that, and they admire that in you, both consciously and unconsciously. And this is really nice as well because there's roots into the ground, as well as, coming all the way up through, similar to chakras, I suppose, coming all the way up through to the divine spirituality. And there's just these beautiful flowers just coming from you. You've got this beautiful, wonderful energy. I don't even know what other word to use. It's really nice. You have this beauty about you, but not just, to look at, but to feel. You feel beautiful. Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? I don't think the words down the bottom are too relevant right now. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. From this card, like this, coming together, we've got the flowers together. I feel like you mirror people's beauty back to them. That inner beauty that I was talking about. I think people see you and they enjoy the energy of you while simultaneously realizing their own beauty. And I think a lot of that is probably unconscious to a lot of people. Just being around you, they both love you, but also it allows them to feel more love for themselves. That's what I'm feeling in this card. This is really nice. I'm going to pick this up and have a look a little bit closer. I love as well, she's not looking at herself. And I think it's saying it's not beauty as in vanity. It's not beauty as in, it's nothing shallow. It's a very deep, beautiful beauty. I think flowers represent pure beauty. They're just gorgeous to look at. And there's nothing vain about them. They're just pure and lovely. And that's how you feel. And that's what people see in you. Oh, look at this. Lemuria. Oh, sorry. My bad. I'm looking at it myself and not realizing it's not showing in the camera. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. See, again, I think, these cards all flow together where you've got this beautiful, grounded yet spiritual energy that people sense and see in you. People would describe you as connected, spiritual, probably, I don't know if I would say bubbly per se, but I would say you've got like this just really nice, it's a calm, it's a peaceful, harmonic energy. And you're able to, not without even trying, you don't even do anything, but you reflect back to people their own beauty. I suppose in a way, we're all connected, we're all part of source energy, and I think you reflect that to people. And then this one, creating heaven on earth, you're doing that for everybody. You feel like that to everybody, and everybody just loves you, loves being around you, loves the feeling that you give them. Again, without trying. You're not trying to do anything. You just ooze that without doing anything. It's absolutely gorgeous. I notice in this the pink sky, which I think is real. There's something in this, I almost want to describe it as pretty. It's like a pretty energy. It's so, it just feels so nice. Okay. Scarab beetle. Magic works through you. Again, look how beautiful that pattern is. Absolutely stunning. And I don't know if you can feel that, but when I look at this beautiful pattern, I feel it feels nice. When you look at like a beautiful piece of art and you're like, oh, that just feels wonderful. And I think it feels wonderful because it feels true to our heart, as in connected to all that is. It's like you're giving a little glimpse of who we all really are, you know, and none of this matters as much as we make it. But you remind us of that. You remind us of that inner beauty that we all have. It's just, yeah, it's so pretty. And I mean, this beetle even has wings, so it's taking flight. It's flying. It's gorgeous. It's flying. It has that feeling of, you know, I am connected to all that is, so I can be, do, have anything I put my mind to, anything I want in this life, in this reality. Spider spirit, make your dreams real. Of course, some of us, we freak out over spiders. I know I do. I don't like them. I apologize for anyone that doesn't like spiders and that's popped up. But spider webs representing, you know, creating, and it's kind of like that, you know, when we talk about a net or a network, or our first initial part of creating something, we need to create the basis of it, which I think is the beginning of the web, or even the web itself. And again, you know, if we think about what we've been talking about here, there's this energy of you reminding people that we're unlimited, that we can do anything we want. And as much as this is a spider, as much as I don't like spiders, you know, personally, but looking at this, there's a beauty in this. I mean, look at that. It's a spider and I'm still seeing beauty in it. And I think that's you know, you're bringing this beautiful energy that even when I see something that I usually don't like, that I usually even see as creepy or ugly, I'm actually seeing beauty in it. I have zero fear. I am filled with this beautiful energy that you bring. And it's like my heart is really full right now. Like sensing and feeling you, my heart is really full. Let's just move these over. I might actually just move these up a little bit. Okay. Aether, the seamless, unspeakable. I love this card. I had this card the other day and I love it, but let's sense it for today, not for the other day. When I see this card, I see the basis of all that is, you know, the source energy, everything coming from source. You know, there's this kind of geometric shaping, there's this mirroring happening. We know that our reality and people, they mirror us. And this is so beautiful. There's just such a, again, oh my God, I can't emphasize enough just how beautiful this energy is. I almost don't want this reading to end. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Coming back to the beginning card where, you know, you're connected all the way up and you have this connection to source. And again, connecting to the web, you know, what I was saying before, the basis of reality, the blueprint, if you will. People talk about geometric shapes, you know, being very sacred. And as well, we've got a little bit of like dragon energy in here. We've got wings. You know, there's just so much in here. You're really close to source. You're really close to source. That's what I'm getting. And there's just this, it's almost like source is just coming through you or shining through you. And people see that, they sense that, and they love that about you. And it's both that they love you and they love what you provide them. So it's just it's really nice. It's more than a quality as well. You know, I came into this reading saying, oh, you know, what qualities are we going to see? This is incredible. This is really deep. Interesting as well that, you know, I came into this reading with wanting to show people beautiful, wonderful, positive qualities about themselves that they don't quite see themselves. And I can imagine that you will be hearing this and realizing this is you, and you have known this about yourself, you just haven't maybe known it consciously. I feel like there's more to say about this card, but I'm almost struggling with words because it's just so far, like it's so deep into source itself. That's what I'm feeling with this. There's seamless unspeakable. You know, it's kind of like left me speechless. I don't, there's no words that can describe this. There's just this, like I was saying to you, there's this feeling of like source energy itself is just coming from you, and it's so beautiful. And you personally have such a beauty about you. Like, don't think, oh, it's not me. It is you. It's you as well. Like, you, who you are is just wonderful. And people see that and they feel that from you. And I feel like as well in, you know, up here, it's very humble. It's very, there's no vanity in here. And we have the portal keeper. Oh. I feel like that's very apt for you know what I was just saying with this card here. The portal keeper. You know, it's like you're a portal in a way to, or I don't know if it's you have a portal, you are a portal, you are one with the portal, I don't know, but it's very connected. And look at this cat. It looks so innocent. It's like, I don't know what you mean, because this is just who you are. You're not trying to be this. You haven't developed this. This is just who you are. And so you're sitting there like, I'm just being me. What do you mean? You know? But there's this connection that you have, that you, without even realizing, just by you being you, just by you being around, people sense who you really are, and they sense who they really are through you. This is really nice. This one's very like, this one felt very deeply spiritual. This one feels more down to earth. This one feels like, yeah, that's just, you know, just being me. And I think maybe this one is just bringing you, what's the word I'm looking for? You're already so humble. You don't need to be humble. I think it's just pointing out that you already are, and this isn't even going to get to your head or anything. Yeah. Wow. What a beautiful reading. Can we be friends? I would love to hang out. This is so nice. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Pile 1. I did. I know I did. I absolutely loved doing this reading. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to hear how it resonated and how you felt about it. So yeah, thank you so much. And I may or may not see you in another video, because I hope that people who are resonating with me are coming and watching them. So maybe see you again. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome. I saw this card because obviously this was the top card, and I was a little bit thrown at first that it said no. And I was like, what? Why am I getting a no card right now? But I kind of So I kind of had a sneak peek early. But I realized prior to that, because remember, this reading is about qualities about you that other people see, good qualities that you don't perhaps realize you have. And the initial thing that I saw in this is that you are someone who is able to say no. And that's so cool. That's a good thing. And I saw like a lot of strength in there, with the lightning back there. There's strength. There's a bit of there's some masculine energy in there as well, which is good. It's good for us to have masculine and feminine energy, no matter who we are. I think the word that really stands out to me is strong. You're a very strong person, in a good way, like in a way that people look up to you for that strength. They're like, wow, that person walks in the room and we can sense the strength in you. And the only reason I say in a good way is because I saw this card initially saying no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. And I saw the storm, and at first I sort of thought, oh, there's a little bit of darkness in there. But you know what? I think I just saw that personally because I could use a bit of your strength, to be honest. I'm someone who struggles to say no. So looking at someone like you who's strong, who just says no, that's admirable. I admire that. It's absolutely wonderful. Okay. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So this feels like it's showing you're this strong person. You've got really healthy boundaries. But I feel like maybe you don't realize that other people are seeing that in you. There's this hesitancy, in the person, and yet your path. You know what you want. You do go for it. Actually, I'm thinking now maybe I saw a little bit of darkness in there because maybe there's a little bit of I almost want to say guilt, but I think guilt's too harsh of a word. I don't think it's quite there. I think it's more of a you make strong choices, but then you have a little bit of a doubt, like a little bit of not a doubt in your choice, but a doubt in is everybody okay with me? It's really, really tiny. It's really small. There's like a should I? But regardless of that, you're still moving forward and you're still making the choices that you want. As well, there's a path over this side. I don't know if you can see that. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera and then tried to make it more still and bumped it some more. So there's this bit over here. And I feel like that's the more, I feel like that represents like this accepted path, but you're not taking that path. You're carving out your own. Look, there's not even a path in front of you. There's a little bit of a rock, I guess. And so you're standing there and you're carving your own path. And this is what people love about you. This is what people admire about you. Admire is a really strong word here that I'm feeling. That you go ahead and you carve your own path. You're a strong person. You carve your own path. You do what you want, what you need. And people look at you and they think, wow, I wish I could do that. I wish I could take the path. I wish I could carve out my own path. And this is it. Some people get caught up in thinking there's a path, and it might be cultural, or it might even be an idea of spiritual, like a destiny idea, but we don't have a destiny. We are carving out our own path. And when we have shoulds, whether they're cultural or spiritual, or we think maybe I'm being led somehow with destiny, they're all still our own thoughts, right? That stuff isn't true and it's not real. And I feel like that's something that you already know. You already at least know this deep down. This makes sense to you. You're thinking, yeah, of course, I make my own path. I know that. And you're not taking, other people's idea or ideal path. You're taking your own, which is really wonderful. And I feel like as well, it's a little bit dark down here and you come up into the light. So it's almost like you made your own choices and you lifted yourself up into the light, into more positivity for yourself through the choices that you're making. You're carving out and making your own light. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Again, similar to what I was just saying, going from this sort of dark into the light of your choosing. Just want to have a look at this closer. Oh, there we go. I'm sensing that you feel like you've been in a dark place, but you've found your light. I'm trying to go within and ask, how is this to do with qualities that other people see in you? I'm feeling like you're someone who's gone through some stuff, and for you to have gone through what you've gone through and then to have found the light is so admirable. People see that. People recognize that in you. They're looking at you and saying, wow, look at this person and what they've gone through or where they've come from, and look at where they are now. It's almost like from I mean, you can see in this, it's gone from really quite dark. Oops, sorry, I'm knocking the camera again, my bad. Going from really dark to really beautiful and light in there. It's absolutely gorgeous in there. It's really bright, and the colors in there, I think, represent spirituality, brightness, peace, harmony, joy. You've really found yourself, and people are seeing that in you, and they're just really admiring that about you. Oh, these cards are stuck to each other. White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. I feel like these cards all kind of flow together. There's ravens, I think, they have this mystery about them. I personally like ravens and crows and things like that. I think they're really beautiful. I remember realizing that a lot of people don't see them as beautiful, but I think it's because of the way that they're portrayed in movies. And I was just talking about this the other day. I was saying they're portrayed in a way that, makes them look bad, but they're actually not. And maybe that's how you feel about yourself a little bit. Like, I don't know, there's something, especially with it, not especially, but with it being a white raven as well, it's really interesting because it's different and it's rare. And maybe it is the idea, a raven. People think, one of those black birds, but you're a white one, right? So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out again what is this about? How other people see you? I think people see you as different and magical. And maybe it's just Raven because, we associate ravens and crows with magic, with, someone doing witchery or wizardry. Is witchery the word? I don't even know. Witchcraft and wizardry and things like that. We think, oh, ravens. And you're a white raven. It's really special. I wish I could find a better word. There is something magical about you. There's something, when people see you, they recognize that you've got this aspect of spirituality and magic in a way. You're almost like someone that creates miracles in a way. Like in your mind, you're just like, oh, well, I don't know, maybe you do spirituality, maybe you are good at manifesting, or something to do with, maybe you even do witchcraft or wizardry or something like that, something magical, and people look in and go, whoa. But for you, it's just really normal. But for others, they're looking at you thinking, wow, how are you doing that? How are you this magical? Parrot spirit, watch your words. I don't feel like the watch your words is really relevant right now. There's beauty that comes from you. Just trying to clarify. Just because I'm seeing this like swirly, beautiful colors just flowing off you, and I see like it's very artistic. I wonder if you're artistic. I'm wondering if maybe, throughout your time you maybe, and this might not be relevant to everyone, but I feel like you found your light through art, maybe. Or it's even like, when you look at art and it brings emotions and feelings, I feel like that's what you do for people. There's this wonderful little crown on the head of this as well. It's almost like people want to follow you. Like I was going to say a leader because of the crown, but then I thought, no, you're not trying to lead anybody. It feels more like you're not trying to lead anybody, but people do want to follow you. People, I don't even know if follow is the right word. It's like people admire you, and you represent light in a way, divine light coming from you. And people go, I want to be like that. There's a admiration of you that you've gone from your dark to your light. And you're in such a wonderful space. And people are seeing that in you. People are seeing, oh, this beauty, this like artistic beauty oozing from your energy. I think, yeah, admirable is the word that's really standing out to me in this reading. People really admire you and what you've done, what you've, maybe not even what you've done per se, more how you've grown. That's what I mean by what you've done. It's not something, you've produced, but it's more like you've really grown into who you are. And I feel like now, like, I'm seeing more clarity from this card to this card now. This one, I felt like there was something that I was missing maybe, but this now feels like a baby bird, and then this one feels like you've grown into your own. Trusting the magic is really pointing out, like, it's really standing out to me. I feel like this reading for you right now is for you to really realize how amazing you are. I'm actually seeing a little bit of sadness in this little bird, but other people who look at you are like, wow, you know, the growth that you've had, and you've done that. You know, you have gone ahead and you've grown yourself. You've carved out your own path. You're a strong person with really great, healthy boundaries, great strength, a good balance of masculinity, and you come out of the dark into the light. Oh my goodness. Keep bumping the camera. I'm so sorry. You've come out of the dark into the light, and people are seeing that about you. And I feel like this reading is saying you need to see that about you. You know, like you're amazing now. You've got light now. You are light now. Like, you're this beautiful bird that's lit up, that's flying, to the point that people are admiring you and even wanting to be you. That's the word I'm looking for when I'm saying, you know, oh, they want to follow you, they want to be you, they want to understand how you tick, and they want to tick like that, because you're just, you know. And I think the leading that I was thinking before, I almost said the word leader. You're not a leader of others, but you are a leader of yourself, you know. And this is that carving your own path out and leading your own way. And maybe there's a little bit of maybe you've had to do that. Maybe you feel like that. Maybe you feel like you've had to, I don't know, like, rely on yourself a little bit more. And through doing that, you've really grown. But divine guidance wants you to know, like, don't cut out other people. Don't feel like you have to do everything on your own. Yes, you're doing amazing. You're doing so good. But, well, not a but, I don't know. It's not, just allow people, and you already are. Where, as I'm saying this, you're like, actually, yeah, there are some people who I do allow in my life, who I do let in, who I do let assist me on my journey. Okay. The sound of the universe. I feel like you have multiple gifts, I guess. You know how we've got like clairvoyance and clairaudience and things like that. You sense truth from the universe in multiple ways. And then that's also coming from you. So it's going to you and it's coming from you. I feel like it is spiritual, you know, and it might not be labeled any of those things like clairvoyance, clairaudience, you know. We don't need to label it, because you know it. You know how it feels. I think it's the same, because when we come back to what this video is about, it's about, you know, what qualities do people see in me that are good that I'm not quite seeing in myself, right? And I think that you, without realizing, speak truth from the universe when you're talking to people. You're very connected, very knowledgeable in that way. It's very natural to you. Feels really good, feels really nice. vulnerability. I get the feeling that you don't like that word, but that's okay. Let's just move these around a little bit. Pop little crow over there. Oh, with the beautiful bird over there. But it's okay. It's not telling you to be vulnerable or anything like that. It's actually saying you show a healthy amount of vulnerability. You know, when we think about people will talk about vulnerability, and some people will value being vulnerable and saying it's good and it's healthy to be vulnerable. I feel like you're in a school of thought that's in the middle. And I think it's a little bit of like, yeah, I don't know about that, because like I said, when I first got this card, it felt like you didn't like that word. But it's okay. It's not telling you to be any more vulnerable than you're being, because again, this is things that people are seeing about you that are good qualities, right? That you already have. So you already have some vulnerability that people like. There's a lot of beauty in there. There's beauty and strength that I feel is in this. And I notice, like, in this card, we're talking about vulnerability, and there's some little shards that feel like they're falling towards you. And I think, that's the fear that comes with vulnerability, is we don't want to get hurt. But you're kind of like this dragon being, in a sense, not literally, obviously, you're a human being, but you have these scales that are protecting you, but they're not too much. You're not overly shielded or anything like that. And this is what people see about you. They see that you have this beautiful vulnerability that people like about you. But at the same time, you protect yourself where you need to and where you can. It's actually really nicely balanced. It's actually really, really good exactly where you are. So fear not, we don't need to be more vulnerable. Okay. So you're a really strong person, and you've found the light in this time, in this lifetime. I don't even know when, but you've come from a dark place. Maybe dark's too big of a word, I don't know, but you've come from something, and you've found the light, and it's absolutely admirable. You feel really nice. Like, you feel like, I know this is a funny word to use, but you feel really cool. Like, that person's really cool. Like, in a really genuine way. Like, you're not overconfident or anything like that, but you just have this genuine confidence about you that everybody sees. And the way that you've carved out your own path and become your own person, people want to almost copy you. You're connected, and you just have this beautiful, balanced vulnerability. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. If this resonated with you, please let me know. This has been an absolute pleasure. I hope I kind of feel, I actually, if I'm honest, I feel like this reading is a little bit for me as well. So I do relate a lot to this. Yeah, if this resonated with you, please comment below and let me know. I'd love to know how it resonated with you and how you felt about it. And I may or may not see you in another video. depending if another video that I create resonates with you. Have a wonderful day. Hello, pile 3. Welcome, welcome. We have this beautiful card from the top of your pile. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. I feel like you're really tapped in to source, to beyond here, to maybe we could use, the words the heavens, in a spiritual way, where you have this understanding about this deep understanding about spirituality. We have unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Maybe this is literal for you. Maybe you have released some soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. I also feel like you're good at releasing in general because you're just so connected to all that is. And remember, this reading is about what other people see in you, these really good qualities that people see about you that maybe you're not seeing yourself. And I think when people look at you, they're like, whoa, this person is so spiritual, so connected, so well guided in a way, it's almost like they see you just walking this path, like as if your guides are constantly there with you, as if you're your own guide in a way, but it's really working out for you spiritually. Very high vibrational, for lack of a better term. Very divine, in harmony. You don't hold on to stuff. People see that in you. You don't hold grudges. You don't hold on to negativity. You release it, and it's so good as well. You don't hold it. You don't bury it. You release it, and people see that in you. They sense that about you. They sense that you're not holding on to stuff or bogged down with the past. Starseed, what lights you up? See, I think starseed is really apt. I don't know what starseed means to you, but to me, it just means what we've been talking about, very, very connected. This almost looks like you're in a different realm. It's just so otherworldly. And you look so comfortable there. It's like spirituality for you is your comfort zone, is where you belong. Not comfort zone in a bad way. It's not like, oh, here's your comfort zone and you need to get out of it. But it's just a really comfortable place for you to be. Or even, it's not even a place. It's a way of being. That's your comfortable way of being. It's very spiritual. Coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. We're talking today about what people see in you. What good qualities people see in you. And again, I think this is what I'm talking about. Like, I think the trust in divine detours is you do. Like, the minute something shifts another way, sometimes people are on a path towards something and there will be a big sign, a spiritual sign in a way that will say, hey, stop, there might be a blockage or something. And a lot of people don't listen to that. They keep pushing through. They keep trying to go about it. And it's almost like divine has to intervene to stop these people. But for you, you notice even the subtlest of signs and you will detour because you realize, okay, this isn't my path, or this isn't my path anymore, or, and it's not that you're being led either. You know that you're manifesting and creating your own way and your own path. It's just that even when we're choosing, right, even when we're manifesting, so we want a path and we're choosing, sometimes we'll be on a path towards something that we believe we want, but really it isn't what we want, and I think that you're someone who understands that, and that's why blockages happen. It's not because divine doesn't want us to have what we want or anything like that. It's because we think we want that, but having that is not actually where we want to be truly, like deep down. And it's almost like you're connected more to that deep down knowing than a lot of other people are. And people see that in you. They see that, wow, it almost, to someone outside looking in, it almost looks like you just suddenly flip in a decision, like, oh, whoa, okay, you're making this decision now. And it's never a bad thing. No one's ever judging you for that or feeling like, oh, what are you doing? But it's like, oh, wow, like I wish I could be that brave, like I feel like that's what people are feeling, like looking at you and going, wow, this person just follows their heart and allows their heart to lead them to wherever it's going to lead them. And it's always working out. It's always great. And I wish I could make those really strong, good decisions like you do. I feel like that's what people are thinking about you. People are feeling from you. Dragonfly spirit. Truth transcends illusion. I think we always get symbolic things. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So for me, I don't know if this is true or not, but I was told a long time ago that dragonflies don't live very long. And I remember I met somebody who got a dragonfly tattoo, and it was to represent to, live for today. Live for today. And I feel like in some ways that's what you're doing, but it's more to do with I live for my now, because I know that I'll be divinely guided. I follow my intuition. I follow my heart. I follow my joy. And you do that. There's this little crown. You lead your own life. You follow along with whatever is intuitively guiding you, or where you're being intuitively led, knowing that this is where I want to go. If this is really, I'm actually getting some wisdom from you, pile 3, because I'm like, oh, and you realize that if I just follow along with my own intuition, even if it doesn't seem to look like it's going where I think it should, or, sometimes we go, I want this end goal. And then we imagine the path to that end goal. And then when we're following our intuition, sometimes it's like, wait a minute, no, I thought the path would be this way and my intuition is sending me that way. But you follow that way. You follow that intuition knowing that the end path will be where you want to be. Because of course it is, right? You create your reality, you manifest. And when you follow your joy, you will end up, and you will always be exactly where you want to be. And you know that, pile 3. And this reading is about, bringing to light something or some things that people see in you that are amazing, that maybe you don't see in yourself. So maybe you're not fully realizing that you do that. You do it so naturally. Maybe, yeah, I don't know why you're not seeing that, but you just naturally, I think because you're so tapped in, like with this initial card. You're just so tapped in, and other people aren't as tapped in as you. So or I think everyone can be. I think sometimes we just block it with like fear and things like that. But I don't know, you're just so tuned in with your own intuition that you just follow it. And I think you don't fully realize how tapped in you are. I feel like you hearing this, you know, right? You're like, oh yeah, okay, deep down, I have known this. But I don't think you've realized like other people are seeing this in you. Like you make any and all it from the outside looking in, it looks like you just make all these erratic decisions, maybe. And I'm not trying to like, that's not a bad thing. It's not people going, oh, you're all over the place. It's not negative at all. It's like, oh wow, you know, you do this, you do that, you go here, you go there. And it's almost like we all try and do this logical path finding of where we want to go, right? If I do this, this, and this, I'll end up here. But so when people look at your path finding or your path that you're taking, they're thinking, I don't get how that's going to end up there, or they don't even understand where you're trying to get to on this path. That seems so all over the place in a way. And again, I really, really want to emphasize it's not a bad thing. No one at all is looking at you and thinking, oh, they're all over the place, what a bad thing. They're not thinking that. They're thinking, wow, this person follows their heart, follows their intuition, is so tapped in, so tuned in. So I wish I could be that tuned in, you know. I wish I could, like, honestly, even speaking from myself, I wish I could trust that inner intuition enough. I mean, I was led to do this, like probably 6 weeks ago, and I didn't do it. And it wasn't that I wasn't going to do it. It was just that I was overthinking the whole thing. And I'm finally doing it because I have had more than signs. I've been literally told, do this. So here I am. But I feel like if this was you, if this was like, oh, you know, if there was even just the slightest little hint from it. I mean, I bet there was probably hints of this in my life maybe a year ago or more. And I just didn't even see it. But I feel like you're someone who would have seen it and taken action straight away. You follow your heart, you follow your intuition, and you will shift and change when you need to. From the outside looking in, it looks like you shift and change, but you know you're just following your intuition. Sacral chakra, core of creation. You have this this inner confidence in yourself. And I mean, this is exactly what I've been saying. There's this confidence in you to just follow your intuition, follow your heart, follow your inner guidance, and you do it, right? And this is what I was saying about someone else looking at you is almost like, I wish I could be that brave. You know, I wish I could just make that decision like that. You just follow exactly what I want to say what you want, but it's more than that. It is what you want. It is what you want. You follow exactly what you want, when you want, how you want. And other people are looking at you going, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could just follow it, you know. I think, yeah. I know I've had people say this kind of thing to me in the past. Because I do just follow what I want to do. And, you know, this is something that people are seeing in you that maybe you're not seeing that you're not seeing yourself. I mean, me saying this, you'll be like, yeah, actually, I do know that about me, but I don't think you realize the admiration of your, I want to say bravery, but bravery is like, people describe bravery as like, oh, feel the fear and do it anyway. You're not scared. You just do it. You just sense and go with it. There's something in this as well. Something about, what am I getting here? It's like you're working together with Source. There's no, that you're not on a destined path, right? But at the same time, the higher self does guide a little bit, because when it comes to emotions, for example, if you are thinking a thought that's bad, I mean, a really big obvious example is like, I don't like who I am, right? If you say I don't like who I am, that feels bad, right? And that feeling, that emotion, is your inner guidance system saying, hey, stop thinking that because it's not true, right? Your higher self does not agree with that thought. That's what that emotion is telling you. So there is, even though we talk about, yes, we have free will, yes, we have the ability to create what we want, there's also these little nudges and niggles that we get, and these little hints and clues and guidance that we get from our higher self, and sometimes from guides around us as well. And so I feel like this card is talking about you work directly with that, which is what we've been saying this whole time. You are guided, you go with your intuition, and right? That it's going to guide you, and you're going to be exactly where you want to be. It's not like you're being guided and you're going to end up somewhere where you should be. You're being guided and you're going to end up where you want to be, and you know that, and you follow that. Air, paradigm shift. It's a really nice card. It's there's like a feeling of, I don't even know what word to use. Like, I want to use words like pixie, angelic, but I feel like all of these words have different meanings for different people. You're basically just, one with the divine. You're so connected. And remember, this is what people are seeing about you, right? This is what people look at you and they see this. So they see you as this, I almost want to say angelic. Angelic might be too big of a word depending on what meaning that you put on it. But it means that they just see you as connected. They recognize that you follow your light, follow your divine guidance. I feel like air as well. It's just so, there's like a purity in there. People look at you and they see this. There's actually a little bit of mystery in here as well. The eyes feel like mystery to me. So it's like they recognize you're spiritual. You are led by the divine. You follow the path of your heart and your intuition. But it's almost like, for some people looking at you, you're almost unworldly. It's like, whoa, because you're not following logic like other people do, if that makes sense. So there's this kind of, it's like you're this mysterious being that people, it's like they want to know more. There's this mystery to you, and they're intrigued. That's the word I'm looking for. They're very intrigued by you. And there's a bit of admiration there as well. We've got the stars above, and people talk about chakras being You know, that we've obviously got our crown chakra, but people talk about higher chakras as well. And I think they're open for you, especially. Wording is so hard because it's not that they're close to other people, right, per se. It's just that other people ignore them in a way. And I think this reading is showing you're far more intuitive, and you trust and follow that intuition far more than you realize. You know, other people are saying that about you. It's obvious to other people. It's like, oh wow, this person just, you know, follows along with their intuition, inner guidance, follows their heart. The chakras are aligned, you know, if you will. Their higher chakras are open, they're connected, they understand, they know, and they're just going, from an outside perspective, they're going every which way, but they're going exactly where they need to go. They trust themselves, they trust their inner knowing. Coming back to this card actually as well, just want to add this. I feel like there's been some past stuff that you've let go of. Maybe you've done some shadow work or just letting go of some stuff. And yeah, you've let that go. And through letting that go, you've learned to trust yourself more. You've learned to trust your own inner intuition, following your heart, following your inner guidance, following your spirituality. Yeah, you're very, very in tune. Very in tune. It's almost like you're living up there in a way. Not in a bad way at all. In a really good way. So yeah, that's you. That's the wonderful qualities that people are seeing about you, pile 3. I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and if this resonated with you, I'd love to know how it resonated and what resonated. And I may see you in another video if another video resonates with you. I will see you again another time, maybe in another life or something like that. Bye for now.